There's going to be, that's Hayden almost causing Matty a few issues there as he nearly piled into the V-carb that's backwards, and then the Alpine coming through trying to give him a little bit of a bump into the wall there. He's got to be careful he doesn't hold up. I think that was a Mercedes coming through as well. Hayden, a little bit of a challenge for some of the drivers trying to set their times. Punju on an outlap will maybe give him a helping hand through the Villeneuve chicane.
Yeah, moving roadblocks, we are definitely seeing in Imola as Punju rather careful. It's just a little love tap there between the McLaren and the V-carb, helping the V-carb through the twists and turns as the Alpine goes through. As Hayden gets a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Punju. And I think maybe that was intended by Punju.
I think this is quite literally Formula 1 cars kissing, isn't it, as we go through Tozer there. Punju just giving a little bit of helpers. That is another penalty for Hayden Gullis. Lolinoba smashes the fast time of the session, though. 15.0 puts nearly 5/10 of a second between himself and Adam Sanderson.
Yep, certainly does. Fantastic stuff from himself. Matty D has invalidated their second running here at the Imola circuit. He'll dive into the pit lane, hoping to get at least one more. Hayden Gullis getting disqualified from the session right at the end there, as I think he's had one too many pecks with Punju, as Noiguera goes even faster, 7/10 to be exact. And now the challenge well and truly on here in Q1. Yep, I think Infratic is looking to go again. He feels he's not safe down in P12 as Safso gets disqualified for being parked in a dangerous location, according to our thing here. So the V-carb joining his teammate actually in the disqualification club as the checkered flag flies here in Imola. A lot of drivers will be eager to set their lap times. Yorpa will be next across the line, looking to improve on not a set lap. Down in P18, can he get safety? He's not only safety, it's the quickest lap of the session.
By a mile as well, and that eliminates Mr. Dale out in 16th. 15.8 couldn't improve. Lolinoba doesn't improve. 1 millisecond slower than his personal best. Should be safe though. His Punju is up by a second, very close to running wide through the first revat, so got to be pulling gears to the line. His teammate Tim McMurdoch is at the moment safe in 12th. Can his Papaya teammate join him up to line? We go with Punju just about 14th. 15.2. Couple of drivers yet to come through though.
It's going to be incredibly close amongst our drivers. Blackmere about 4.5 tenths quicker than his personal best. That would push him above Punju, but Punju has got 1 degree of safety, and it's an invalidation by Blackmere on the final corner. His teammate Dak Govins into the pit lane. Matty D will be next across the line. Where's he jumped to? His only P16. Punju and Adam Sanderson given a hair's breadth of safety here and through to Q2.
Dragonflies on a 14.924. I think some teamwork working here for the Haas pair. And Lolinoba, well, he kicked his teammate out, and then Dragonflies returned the favour up into 5th place.
Yep, certainly did. Eric Gura goes quicker again, 2 tenths this time around. I think Infratic has managed to get round to stay out a lap time, but Tim Mardik has also been able to get out just in time. So keep an eye on Mr. Ben Daly and, of course, Fabio, the last 2 drivers that will cross this line. Crazy came across in towards the pit lane. He can't improve. Tom dives into the pit lane expectedly there. He's gone quick enough for this session. Yorpa is still going quicker.
So most likely it looks like it's going to be Meraki versus Tiamat Marduk here for the final spot in Q3. Lolinoba setting that 14.8 before getting bumped down by his teammate. Punju invalidating over the curbs. That is going to be the end of his session. Adam Sanson off in the pickets as well through Aqua Minerali. It looks like it's going to be McLaren versus Williams. Lolinoba down by a 10th of a second through the first sector.
Yep, I don't think he's going to be able to improve unless it all went wrong in Sector 3. Infratic, though, has retired in the second sector as they came out of Tosa. That Ferrari car almost certainly in a wall, and I wish we could jump across to have a look what happened, but El Guri still on a lap. But I'm going to keep an eye on Team Mardik down in P12. Can he improve? Can he get through to Q3 at the final time of asking?
Can he pull the rabbit out of the hat? Even Stevens through the 2 revats as pulling gears up to the line. Needs to be in the high 14s. Ben needs to find improvement to get into the final part of qualifying. Well, must have put the new tyres on, found 7 tenths per second. Who needed to worry about the fate of Tim at Mardik? 14.2, he is comfortably into the top 10. It means that Meraki, right at the last gasp, is kicked down into 11th place. But we can see the sun still poking through the sky. The rain is coming down. It's very fine rain, so at this stage people going out on the soft tyres. But this could be a one-shot qualifying session if the rain continues to deteriorate through this 11-minute session.
Yeah, well, we'll keep an eye on lap times, of course. That'll be the crucial talking point here. Because if, Dragonfly's already sliding through the opening chicane through Tamburello. And at the moment, that Haas car will lead the pack through. He's going to experience the worst of it as it stands on the circuit at the moment. It's not looking too waterlogged. There's no puddles appearing on the circuit for now. But those tyres will not be performing as well as they would have liked.
Well, could this be pole position for Dragonflies? He comes up to the line set at 24.3. Unlucky, Matt. I don't think you're going to get the prediction right there. Crucial invalidation for Yorp. He returns to the box. Bushy Ants up to the line. Beats him by a second. 23.3. This is going to be a test of driver's confidence. Cryzix to a 23.0. Formula Kai slots in between the pair of them.
Yep, fantastic lap from Cryzy there. Fantastic slap from Formula Kai as well, as we see Team Atmonic trying to find some traction in that by McLaren. Rounds the final corner as I think Noguera up to P5. Team Atmonic into the pit lane, deciding he could not go any quicker than that pole time. Tom is going to at least set a lap time here this afternoon, but Eric Guri now in an awkward position. He's going to have a lot of free air with those intermediate tyres on.
Definitely. I wonder how big the smile on Cryzix's face is going to be. Could be looking at a potential pole position for that Scarlet Ferrari car. Eric Guri has been pretty neat and tidy, definitely pushing this hard through the first couple of sectors. Only the two Ravatsas to negotiate now.
Yep, two left-handers, of course, two tight corners. You can pretty much take them flat out in a modern-day Formula 1 car. In the dry, the rear again sliding all over the place. He's going to be fairly on par with some of the drivers as he comes around the final corner. He's not only going to be on par, he's going to be 2.5 tenths, not 3 tenths quicker than they were on those softer tyres. Eric Guri has come to play. That will start, or at least cross the line, will be Bushy Ants when that checkered flag flies. He's not improving. The driver behind him, that guy Vince, I don't think they're going to be improving either. And they've invalidated.
Looks like it's down to Tim Atmonic, who is also invalidated. It's a sea of red at the moment on the track maps, and the Scarlet Red car is still pushing there and trying to challenge Eric Guri for that pole position.
Yeah, we'll see where he is at the sector split as they head up through Ecco Minerale, and then they'll get the timing beam to finish off sector 2. Can Cryzy go any quicker? The checkered flag is now flying. Eric Guri couldn't go quicker. It's 8 seconds slower there for Cryzy. He's not going to be improving. Tom also 7 seconds slower, so Yorpa now will be the only driver that can pip out for pole position. It's going to be an almighty ask for the Mercedes car as he head to Ecco Minerale, but will he be able to do it, or where do you reckon he's going to be able to finish?
Well, it's going to be difficult, isn't it? Has done a 23.1 so far in this session, but that was when the track conditions were a little bit better. As we come up towards the Variante outer, got to be careful over the sausage curb not to invalidate. Does that nicely, and now with just the two Ravatsas to go, where can he manage? It might only be 10th place if the track conditions continue to get worse.
It certainly might be. He's got 2 corners to contend with, and he's got only about 10 seconds to make it to the line. If he wants any competitive lap time in amongst this Q3 field, he'll be able to run down now. Be careful not to invalidate on that little green strip, which we've seen so many times, and it's up to P4. He's pipped out his teammate and will start alongside Team Atmonic on the second row of the grid. Got lights above our heads. We're back in the F1 cars, ladies and gentlemen, and the lights go out and we go racing in Imola, and Eric Guri with a fantastic pull away down towards turn number 1. Cryzy will immediately go for the move and make it 3 wide with Tim Atmonic and Yorpa alongside him, but I think Eric Guri will have the pip out as they head into turns 2 and 3. Tim Atmonic just has to back out with the Red Bull leads, with the McLaren who just pips out Cryzy there, the Mercedes of Yorpa and Noguera, both of them slipping through at the moment.
And Cryzik struggling to hold on to places. Noguera, we've spotted, is on the hard compound tyres. That is going to be having to pit to get rid of those. Williams is off into the gravel. We've got a yellow flag coming up as well. Safso's out of the race and he's left straight away. I don't blame you there, son. That is unfortunate. A terrible weekend due to nothing of his own fault. Noguera batting with Tom up towards the Piratella. Going to chop in behind the Alpine as his Mercedes teammate goes wide.
Yeah, Noguera will immediately have to pit off of those tyres. I wonder if there was an issue with Safso from that race start. As we see drivers further back. Adam Sanderson managing to hold off his teammate Meraki. There's a little bit of a late move for Hayden Gullis, who's up 6 positions. We have a VSC for the first time in this Grand Prix. We haven't even made it through 1 lap of 63 as Punju there gets a 10-second penalty for a collision with Hayden. And I wonder if the V-Carb driver getting a little bit over-optimistic on this race start.
Yeah, Dale, I think, was potentially the driver that caused that VSC, although maybe he's just jumped back forward in the race. But not a good start at all for Cryzik, dropping down from 2nd to 4th. Bit of jostling for position there. Hayden Gullis is trying to overtake absolutely everybody and now letting all of them back through. We've got a car park. Here's our car park corner into Rivatsa, and as the green flag gets shown again, a couple of drivers have been caught napping.
They have indeed. That's Infratic off into the gravel. I think Mr. Dale as well trying to join him. Infratic's been spun around. Punju almost collected there, and Mr. Dale without a front wing will have to dive into the bits alongside Punju. Noguera's in to remove those harder tyres, and what have we just seen? Carnage in lap 1 of 63. Yep, I don't think they'll be too happy about that. They'll need a full safety car to try and pull them all back together again. We got yellow flags further back. I think that's going to be Infratic and Mr. Dale getting caught up once again. No, they're trying to cause a safety car here. They're parked in the track and it's worked.
Teamwork makes the dream work, and the safety car has been called out with 2 drivers caught absolutely red-handed there.
It's going to be enough to call the safety car in this time around. It is going to be a very late call, though. Oh my goodness, out of the final corner, and now Eri Guri will take us away.
Gonna have to slam the loud pedal on earlier than he was expecting, and he's really backing everybody up. Formula Kai has a penalty for ignoring yellow flag, not ideal at all, and we're still waiting for Eri Guri to hit the loud pedal. He goes now with Tim McMardock, Kryzix and Tom in hot pursuit, and that Alpine has had an excellent jump, and the Ferrari could be pushed down another place, and indeed he is. Now Tom tucks into the slipstream behind the McLaren Tim McMardock through the kink of turn 1 and up to turn number 2, not quite close enough to lunge it up the inside.
To P9, I think Black Mirror as well making positions in that Aston Martin, with Guerra dropping considerably. I wonder if he has damage, but there's a bit of change for the lead of the race as Timo Mardik decides he's fed up playing second fiddle. He wants to lead this Grand Prix now.
Somehow battles between Tim McMardock and Eri Guri, the boring part of the Creator Series, as everyone dives down into turn number 1. That guy Vincent and Adam Sanderson debating 6th and 7th place. Bushy Ants trying to get involved. Dragonflies in 5th place, just about trying to hold on. Up the inside we go with Vince. That is beautifully done. Dragonflies rolls out the red carpet for the Aston Martin. Bushy Ants still trying to get one over on Adam Sanderson. We've got Mercedes in there. We've got Alpines and Aston Martins dueling all the way through the pack. Yeah, Tom's in a good spot here. Big gap to the Haas of Dragonflies in front that he can just work into and try and make gains on this leading trio now, as that's Yorpa getting a little bit wobbly coming through the Ravats. So I think we're going to see the lead change hands and potentially second place change hands as well, as Tim McMardock goes from the front to the back of this train. Kryzix, though, I don't think he's satisfied with being in second. He potentially wants the lead. The 2 Mercedes swap in position once again. Kryzix having a little look around the outside and a big snap to boot as well, coming through 3. Will remain in second position for now. Blackmere given a shove off the road by Bushy Ants as the Mercedes tried to hang it around the outside there into turn number 2, and will now be at the mercy of the Williams of Meraki.
Q1, where he decided to do an entire lap in reverse. Yellow flags once again, and Punju, I think, might have hit the pit wall.
Oh, safety car as well. Punju making a mistake coming into the box. That front wing is destroyed, and we are going to be under safety car conditions for the second time in this race, and that'll be music to the ears of some of the drivers that have dropped further back. But I think we could be seeing, well, I don't know how to describe it, the shenanigans we saw about 10 laps ago rekindling once again. That RB down into turn number 1, but he's got early before the first Ravazza, and I think he has caught Hayden Gullis off guard.
He has indeed. Hayden potentially expecting him to go a little bit later, and Kryzix actually managing to follow that V-carb through every twist and turn that he might have thrown at him. Yorpa getting past Darko Vince as he heads into the pit lane, but the Ferrari not standing on ceremony, but actually getting passed by Eri Guri, who's on an almighty charge down into turn number 2. He's going to stick one down the inside of Hayden Gullis, pushes Hayden slightly wide, and that's going to allow Kryzix to perform the switch back on the V-carb car, the sister team, causing carnage for Hayden Gullis there, and Timo Mardik as well, trying to collect up the pieces with a dive down into the second chicane. It certainly will be. Keep an eye on the battle for the lead, though. Eri Guri, of course, on the fresh, softer compounds, will be chasing down Meraki as he heads through the final corner, about a third way through this Grand Prix. Tyres will be screaming in agony for some of our drivers, but Eri Guri with an easy pass down the inside line. Meraki might not make it as easy as he would have liked, burning some ERS. He's still side by side. He's quite not enough, but Kryzix, though, down the outside of Meraki. Meraki just has to back out and sit in P3 for now. At the moment, as he can follow both Williams through. Penalties still coming thick and fast. We've got a spin further back. That's Tom, who's deciding to cause a safety car along with that guy Vince. You can see parked on the right hand side of your screens. I don't think it's going to work this time around, but it has. It's caused a VSC, and we've got a safety car for effectively the third time this Grand Prix. Nope, it's going to be a full safety car as we see a very flashing Bert Mylander heading out the pit lane. He will do indeed. He now has the determination to make. When is he going to go? As Yorpa just collides into the back of him. I think Eri Guri could have used that as an opportunity to pull away, but the safety car not fully in the pit lane yet, but he will now go with Bert Mylander safely back with the restraint of the pit lane. But Yorpa with an almighty run on him round the outside of turn number 1. The Mercedes car now leading, albeit with a bit of wing damage. Kryzix, of course, will be looking to make a move round the outside into turns 2, 3 and 4. We'll just sit behind for the time being, but let's hop back and see what the carnage could be for the rest of the field. So far, looking rather clean. As DRS becomes available for all of our drivers, Eri Guri will surely get the run now on the Mercedes car. I think Tim McMardock will try and join him down the inside of turn number 1. Eri Guri goes past. Will Tim McMardock now with the DRS systems wait, or will he be patient? It's going to be Noiguera getting past Adam Sanderson. He dives down the inside as Yorpa off into the gravel trap, and that'll allow both his teammate and Adam Sanderson through, and Yorpa all the way down to P5. Into Piratella, but someone is going to move him into Piratella. That's Noiguera, who put a move down the inside line. Mr. Dale's retired from the session, and I wonder if that's more lagging out. It is indeed. He leaves the session almost immediately. I think that's more an internet issue than him retiring on the track. if we might see the spot of rain, similar to what we saw in qualifying as well. Tom, who served his drive through earlier, that's someone round. That's Blackbeard out of the session.
Is that going to be the safety car? Yes, it is. That is the safety car. This should mean this will be the final stops for everybody come the end of the race. I think this could be the final safety car as well, as El Guri overtakes Tim at Blackbeard down into the second Ravazza, interestingly enough there. Who's going to pile into the pits? You imagine the cars on the soft tires are coming. More contact on the safety car, though. I think Europe involved again, potentially with Infratic.
Unfortunately, the safety car already in this lap. Formula Kai will lead us away. Almost contact between himself and Bushy Jans, as no one wants to give any space here. Meraki trying to poke his nose through as well. And we have car park corner at Ravazza.
This is the definition of slow. That was another very close call between Kai and Bush Janssen. Now the Alpine has gone, backing everyone up quite severely through the Ravazzas, but he's bolted now. He's going to lead us on to lap number 38 with Bush Janssen and Lolinova completing the top three. Watch out for Tiamat Malik and El Guri on those brand new tyres, with Dakar Vince under pressure from Dragonflies as well on the run down into turn number 2.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone's going to try and make a move into turn number 2 this time around. They might not be close enough. I say that as Formula Kai off into the gravel already. Opportunity to get that rear wing open, to get the overspeed that it grants the car. Now Lolly Nova will be a sitting duck, but to how many cars will be the question. Bushy Jans is the first to go past the Haas car. Tiamat Marduk will follow him down the inside of turn number 1 through the kink right-hander that is pretty much a corner by itself, but it's going to be Bushy Jans that leads into turn number 2. El Guri getting held up behind the Haas car, but for how much longer is also going to be the question. He went for a bit of a switchback round the outside of Lolly Nova. An almighty move by El Guri there. That is experience, that is knowledge, and that is pure racecraft from himself.
As it is with Tiamat Malik down the inside into Villeneuve as he takes the lead of the race. El Guri trying to follow him through, swinging it around the outside of Toza. Just more grip than the Sauber car, and Tiamat Malik now leads El Guri once again. Bush Jeeps and Lolinova relegated by the pair of them to 3rd and 4th.
Further back, I think that is still Punju, but he has managed to cause a safety car this time round. It's Punju into the wall, part 2, electric boogaloo, and we have a safety car on lap 44 of 63. He's doing that, but we'll keep an eye on Tiamat Marduk here and El Guri, who will be released in a mere matter of moments to start lap 49 of 63. 15 laps of racing to contend with. It's McLaren versus Red Bull Racing. We've seen this a lot over the 2024 season, and now Tiamat Marduk, he'll put foot to the floor and we'll go racing once again. El Guri, though, goes wide from this opening race stint. He tried to get as much of a run as he possibly could. Yorpa up past Kreisix almost immediately, but El Guri with the amazing overspeed, potentially burning as much of that battery as he can. And look at this, it's like Noah's Ark. We're all going 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 into turns 2, 3 and 4. And fantastic stuff to see them all racing, but Bushy Jans is not going to stand on ceremony. I think he wants to move past Nogueira, but the lead of the race has changed hand once again. Kreisik up to the lead, but El Guri with the dive down the inside, just holding back onto it.
A little bit of wheel barging as we come out of 7 and up through the kink of 8 and through to turn number 9 of Piratella is the Haas just alongside. The Williams sends it around the outside, bit of contact, bit of a slide on the exit. I think it's just going to be 8th place for the Haas. Tiamat Marduk sending up the inside of Kreisix, meanwhile, bit of a wobble on the exit as well for the Ferrari. The McLaren filing through.
Great move down the inside of Aqua Minerale there. It was an opportunistic move. Door was left open by Kreisix, and I'll tell you what, Tom thought about a move on Infratic there as front wing and brake boards go flying. Infratic's lost front right end plate there, and that's not going to be all happy days in the Ferrari camp. But Tom at the moment up to P5, but Shiantz loses a position in all that carnage and chaos, and Lolly Nova and Meraki still going at it as Hayden Gullis sent one down the inside.
Wow, Hayden out of absolutely nowhere. Adam Sanson into 10th place. Bush Jans getting back past Tom, who went wide through Ravazza. The lead is going to change hands once again. Tiamat Marduk reassumes it. Are we going to be 3 wide for the second time in the last 3 laps? Just enough room for the Ferrari on the outside. Eri thinking about lunging it back up the inside, but he has to resign himself to dropping down to 3rd place. Now it's McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes. And remain in this 5-way fight for the lead. We've got a safety car.
We have indeed. Yorpa, I think, has stopped at the top of the hill. He's missing a front wing, so I'm going to assume that was a genuine incident. El Guri diving into the pit lane right at the last second. Kreising's team and Marduk actually have been rather caught out by that. They've stayed out. And let's see what tyres El Guri goes on to. As expected, a fresh set of softs to see this race out. We'll go with that for the time being, but Kreisix will lead us away. And it looks like he's going to go very, very early into the 2 Ravazzas. He's accelerated before the safety car is even into the pit lane. Bushy Jans with another 3-second penalty, and the rear tyres of that Ferrari might not be quite up to temperature yet, but he's already gained half a second on Tiamat Marduk as he run down through turn number 1. He may be able to hold the McLaren at bay at least for this opening lap. Yeah, of course, DRS not being enabled until next lap around. The detection point comes before the lap finishes, so they won't get that assistance as we run down. But nonetheless, it's Guri off the road. Adam Sanderson just managing to avoid him as he's come back on. It's a spin for Guri. It's not what he would have liked, and he's now down to P15. The fresher tyres really not helping him this afternoon. He went deep in towards the chicane, and he's come out completely facing the wrong way, and a retirement to boot. To the final lap, 63 of 63. Timo Marduk, who remains penalty free, will chase down Kreisix in the Ferrari as we cross the start-finish line onto the final lap of racing. Timo Marduk with that DRS assistance now surely well and buried in this Grand Prix. Nogueira not quite close enough this time around to make an impact, and Timo Marduk has just one lap of this Imola circuit to complete before he brings home his first victory here in Season 8. As Timo Marduk comes through the final chicane of this Imola circuit. A little love tap from the Ferrari as we head down to the final 3 corners of this race. 16, 17 and 18. Of course, a little kick 19 to finish off this race. Ravazza 1, Ravazza 2 to contend with for the McLaren. Benjamin Daly, aka Timo Marduk, will come round the penultimate corner now to surely claim victory here in Season 8. He was champion just a couple of seasons ago. He'll now get the race victory in Imola. It's a win for Timo Marduk. Nogueira on the podium and Meraki stealing it at the death to come P3. Fantastic result for our podium sitters. And fantastic stuff to see. Benjamin Daly rounds out the top spot. Nogueira P2, Meraki P3, Kreisix P4, Formula Kai up to P5. Fantastic stuff. Started where he finished. Bushiance P6. Again, a fantastic reserve performance from himself. Tom P7, Adam Sanderson P8, P9 goes to Vince and Hayden Gullis up from P20 to P10. Punju, Matty D, Lolly Nova, Yorpa, Elray Guri are your race finishers, and Dragonflies, Infratic, Blackmere, Mr. Dale, and of course Safso, who had that unfortunate retirement on the opening lap of this Grand Prix. Roundouts your Imola Grand Prix.